What is up? It's me. It's V. No, guys, I'm just kidding. What's up, guys, and welcome to Squared Circle Addicts. It's me, your buddy Vanessa, better known as GreatLove91 on Twitter. First and foremost, long time, no talk. I'm sorry that I've been so MIA on this channel, but unfortunately I have yet to get a SIM card. My friend was actually kind enough to let me use his phone to record this video for you guys because I've tried it 2 times already and my phone was just not having it. So I was like, let me use your phone, and he was kind enough to do it. So thank him in the comments down below. I wanted to tell you guys that by tomorrow morning I hope to have a podcast up reviewing my thoughts on Double or Nothing. I know that it's a week out already, but I think it's something worthwhile to talk about. And I wanted to talk about it sooner, but I waited because I wanted to also discuss the Jon Moxley interview that he had on Talk Is Jericho. And I literally just listened to it yesterday, and then today has been a pretty busy day. So I haven't been able to get it up for you guys today, but tomorrow hopefully I'll be able to have a podcast episode up for you guys because I'm already getting up early as it is, because tomorrow my good friend Tanya Evinger takes on Lena Landsberg at UFC Fight Night, because it's in Stockholm, I think, or some country, and it's night for them, but it's gonna be 7 a.m. for me, so I have to be up early tomorrow. I hate getting up early on a Saturday, but anything to support friends. So hopefully tomorrow I have a good substantial amount of time to get the podcast up for you guys. Of course, like I said, I'm going to be delving into my thoughts on Double or Nothing, the negatives, the positives, as well as my thoughts on the Jon Moxley interview, because this interview has gone viral. A lot of people are talking about it. He exposed a lot of stuff in the WWE. So I'm really excited to have that conversation with you guys. But as of right now, I am here to bring you my predictions for NXT TakeOver 25 tomorrow. Oh, and I also want to add, if you're wondering where you can listen to the podcast, you can listen to it on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Anchor FM, to name just a few. But just type in Squared Circle Addicts, all one word, and you should be able to find it. But let's get into NXT TakeOver 25 predictions, shall we? The first match that I'm going to discuss is the match between Roderick Strong and Matt Riddle. Now, I'm going to say something that might upset some of you, might ruffle some feathers, but that's okay, because everybody has opinions, and I owe it to you guys to be open and honest. And I am just going to say this. I am not a fan of Matt Riddle at all, in the slightest. Yes, he's a great wrestler. I love his in-ring work. I think it's great. But as far as his character, and I know someone who knows Matt personally, and they tell me, like, you know, what you see on TV is 100% him, and that's fine. That's great, but that's just something that I don't resonate with. Or, you know, feel compelled to cheer for. I don't know, just the whole bro thing is a very, like, frat boy mentality, and if I'm being completely honest, the whole thing with the flip-flops and just everything is annoying to me. Like, I don't like Matt Riddle, and again, that's nothing against, like, the guy Matt Riddle, because I don't know him, but just the character, I guess. I just can't get behind it. Roderick Strong, on the other hand, I absolutely adore the guy. You know, I enjoyed his work in PWG. I enjoyed his work in New Japan. I enjoyed his work in ROH. And of course, a little bit of bias, his wife is one of my favorite fighters turned wrestlers. Of course, that's Marina Shafir. And of course, Troy Boy is absolutely adorable. So how can you not root for the guy? So, with that being said, my heart wants Roderick Strong, but however, my mind is telling me that Matt Riddle will go over tomorrow, simply because Matt Riddle has only had one loss in his NXT career, and that loss came from the Velveteen Dream. And since then, he has been on a winning streak, and I think he continues his winning ways. Tomorrow, he goes over. And I also think that that result matchup is going to play into the main event of NXT TakeOver tomorrow. And I'll get into that a little bit later, obviously. But again, my heart wants Roderick Strong, but I think my mind is telling me to go for Matt Riddle. So my first pick will be Matt Riddle. The second match that I want to delve into is the Fatal 4-Way ladder match for the vacated NXT Tag Team Championships, as the Forgotten Sons take on Oney Larkin and Danny Burch, and they take on the Undisputed Era, represented by Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, taking on the Street Profits. I definitely think this match has the potential to be match of the night. I think it's going to have a lot of combustible elements. It's 4 great tag teams, and it's a ladder match, so we know that we're going to get a lot of, high-flying spots and things like that. So I'm super excited for that. So, honestly, I think I would be okay with whoever wins this match, because I definitely think that all 4 of them have merit to, have a tag team title run. But in my heart of hearts, I want my boys Oney Larkin and Danny Burch to pick up the win. However, again, my mind is telling me something different, and I feel like that's going to be a reoccurring theme for my predictions today, because I think it's time for the Street Profits to have their time in the spotlight, their time in the sun. They have been a part of NXT since its inception, and I think that with the War Raiders, relinquishing the titles now that they're on the main roster, I think the Street Profits are the perfect tag team to carry that division in the black and gold brand. I know that there's been conversation on Twitter that fans are talking about they would like to see the Street Profits just get a straightaway main roster debut, because it would also help the lackluster main roster tag team division. But again, I think that a void is going to be left with, the War Raiders no longer in NXT. And, I think the Street Profits are the perfect guys to fill that void. The argument can be made for the Undisputed Era as well. But their team has kind of been in shambles. Not necessarily shambles, but they haven't been quite on the same page as of late. So I don't think that union is going to be strong enough to hold tag team titles right now. And again, like I said, I think Street Profits are the guys to do that. I think they're the ones to carry the division going forward in NXT. So for my second pick, I'm going to go with the Street Profits. This third match is a match that I am absolutely over the moon excited for, because it has 2 of my favorite guys in it. The Velveteen Dream defending his North American Championship against a returning Prince Pretty, Tyler Breeze. My goodness, I am so excited, because admittedly, I love Tyler Breeze. He's been one of my favorites since he debuted in NXT. He was phenomenal in NXT. He's one of the better in-ring workers, in my humble opinion. But, when he got put into the main roster, he didn't really have a solo push. And then they paired him with Fandango, and they did the whole Fashion Police thing, which was great. Their skits and segments were fantastic. But, as of late, we kind of haven't even seen Tyler Breeze. And as much as it sucks to say, you kind of almost forgot that he still worked for WWE. And recently, in a conference call, the media conference call, Triple H went on record and said that Tyler Breeze is now a full-time member of NXT, which I'm super duper excited for, because I think this will give him a chance to shine once again and remind people what a great wrestler he is. And also, I think it's awesome that him and Sean Spears, a.k.a. Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10, opened their own wrestling school. So congrats to them. But yes, again, my heart wants Tyler Breeze to go over and become the new North American champion, But I definitely think that it's going to be Velveteen Dream going over, because I don't think his reign has been nearly long enough, and I think that he's one of the top tier guys in NXT, and for that reason alone, I think he holds on to the title tomorrow. And now, in the co-main event, the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, defends her championship, her NXT Women's Championship, against the Genius of the Sky, Io Shirai. And man, I'm excited for this match. If you've seen, Io and Shayna face off in Stardom USA, you know that they have great matches together. Also, with that being said, Io Shirai does have Shayna Baszler's number. But I love both of these girls. I really do. I think Io Shirai is like the perfect babyface with her theme music and with her mask and her ring gear and her athleticism and the ability to make a crowd pop at any given moment. And I think Shayna as a heel complements that so well, because every time I see Shayna wrestle, I want to cringe. And I don't mean that in oh, she's a bad wrestler. I mean that in the sense of all her submission holds and the way she manipulates her opponent's joints is absolutely fantastic, and it's brutal and it's amazing. And I don't think we've seen a heel like that ever in WWE. And I think WWE was lacking that for a really long time. And I love the fact that Shayna's reign has been so long and meaningful, because if you combine her two, NXT Championship reigns or NXT Women's Championship reigns, I don't know the exact number, but if you combine both of them, her reign is right behind Asuka's. So I think it would be great if Shayna surpasses that. However, I definitely think that it's time for Shayna to get called up on the main roster. However, I don't know if that will happen, just because, Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke are still on NXT, and I could imagine that Shayna would want to work with them going forward. However, not saying that age matters, but Shayna is 39, so I think, maybe they should call her up to the main roster, and I would love to see her feud with someone like Becky Lynch, or possibly Bayley. And if she feuds with Bayley, that's gonna kill me, guys. That's literally going to rip me in half, break my heart. It literally might be the end of me. I think it's time for Shayna to go up on the main roster, and because of that, I think she drops it tomorrow. Not because I want her to drop it. I really don't want her to. I'd rather have her hold on to it for a while and have a strong hold on the division. But again, I just think that main roster call-up is coming. So I think with that being said, I think Io Shirai will be your new NXT Women's Champion come tomorrow. And now it is time for the main event of the evening. That was my poor attempt at being Bruce Buffer. So the main event is Johnny Gargano defending his NXT Championship against Adam Cole, baby! Again, I absolutely love both guys, but right now Johnny Gargano is my number one dude. Adam Cole is my number 7 dude, but that's beside the point. Their last match at the last NXT TakeOver was fantastic. The 2 out of 3 falls, I absolutely loved it, and I thought it was a good crowning moment for Johnny Gargano. Going into the second match between the two, I also think Johnny Gargano goes over in this one, simply because I think Roderick Strong is going to have some type of involvement. I think he's going to cost Adam Cole the championship, whether that's accidental or intentional. I think that's what's going to happen, and either way, I think that's going to be where the Undisputed Era implodes, or at the very least, Roderick Strong goes solo, and I think moving forward, we'll see Roderick Strong versus Adam Cole somewhere down the line. So with that being said, I think Johnny Gargano retains tomorrow. And there you go. That is my predictions for NXT TakeOver 25. Hopefully tomorrow we get some cool cameos and surprises. I mean, it's the 25th TakeOver. It's a pretty big deal. I hope maybe we see I don't know, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Bayley, perhaps a returning Sasha Banks. I don't know, I'm hopeful. I don't know, she was with Oney Larkin and Danny Burch, like, what, yesterday? I think, according to her Instagram, so maybe not, I don't know. Again, I'm hopeful, we'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed my predictions. Please let me know down below in the comments whether or not you agree with me. If you disagree, let me know who you're going for. Who do you think is going to come away as the winners tomorrow? If you're watching this tonight, thank you for sticking with me. If you watch this Saturday morning, good morning. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy NXT TakeOver. If you're watching the UFC fights, enjoy those as well. And as always, guys, take care, stay safe, stay happy, but most importantly, stay addicted to the Squared Circle. And I'll catch you guys next time. Later.